All right, and welcome everybody to Zoom Racing League Division 2, Week 7 at the Netherlands. In the broadcasting booth today, we've got myself, Tyler. I am new here. This will be our first race, and I am working with Gabriel. Gabriel, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. You might remember me from the guy who spins a lot at Div 1 Mercedes.
All right, well, we have two professional spinners from D1 hosting tonight's race. So this will be great. This will be a do as I say, not as I do type of commentary.
Oh, absolutely. It looks like we have the first cars heading on track. The Red Bull, Mercedes, and Williams, the first three out on track now. So everyone's just starting to head on out.
All right. I am not sure if we have audio from the game.
Uh-oh. I have to get that sorted. Luckily, we have all of qualifying to get that sorted before the race gets underway here. And everyone's just doing their outlaps right now, so not much to miss about that. So currently, the man out front is Hunte, is looking to be the first man to do a flying run. He's overtaken the Red Bull and didn't want to wait behind the Red Bull, just taking his time. So he's decided, you know what, I can pass you, and I'm going to do it my way. Okay. Is everything good on your end there, Tyler?
I'm sorry, Gabriel, can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Sorry about the technical difficulties, everybody.
Maybe we can get them all sorted. I do apologize for my terrible sounding microphone. I'm in a laptop in a hotel room doing this right now.
All right, so we got Snoop going to be setting in the first lap time. Oh no, Hunte was setting the first lap time at a 10.5. That is a very respectable time. Oh, and Raptor coming in and setting in a 109.7. Yeah.
Raptor's the first one in sub 110s. So Raptor setting the pace here for Div 2 to start out of the gate as everyone looks to set their first banker lap, really just getting out there, seeing what they can do. Realistically, most of the times will probably continue to fall as the track weathers in and everyone gets a little bit more comfortable behind the wheel.
So we got Kobe who's coming around the last corner right now. And Kobe setting a P3 time, provisional P3 at a 10.2. That is a very good time for a banker.
Oh, and that's HTCP spinning and breaking his front wing in Sector 2, causing yellow flags.
Man, he looks like a favorite to win today's race, to be honest. Him, Raptor have both shown incredible pace around this track.
Definitely, as long as he's able to keep it out of the wall there. Oh, and Kobe Kins has broken his front wing just as well.
Oh my goodness, we've got a lot of...
So, two of the top four are sitting with broken wings and have to limp back home. Kobe Kins just really stuck out there waiting for track to pass.
So hopefully he can join without causing an interruption. Yep, he found a clear spot to join on the track.
That's really important. It's really easy to find yourself in the steward's room later on if you end up blocking someone in a qualifying lap. So you definitely want to avoid something like that. And it looks like Earl Jello is setting his first flying lap.
Well, let's jump to Earl Jello then.
He's one of the few who haven't set a time. One of the few before that haven't set a time. And he spun.
Ooh, and broke his front wing. Yep. Oh, and he almost caused an accident with the Alpine.
And almost a collision.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a collision. That's a five-place grid penalty, according to race control.
Man, it goes from bad to worst.
Everything went downhill extremely quickly for Earl Jello there.
Man, you hate to see it. You get so mad at yourself when you spin, you wreck your front wing, and you don't even notice that there's a guy right behind you on a flying lap.
Yeah, and that's ruined his lap as well, because that was
It was one of the Alpines. Was that Connor?
That was Connor. He was looking to improve his lap time. Unfortunately, it did not happen. And it looks like...
did he just retire? Oh, no.
Again. He's gone around again.
He did just spin again.
So, chaos in the banked corners of Zandvoort here so far. And looks like Connor's decided to, after having avoided that lap, the contact, just going at it once more. So we'll see if he's able to improve, though his tires are rather old now, 3 laps on it. So a little surprising you just decide to pit there and get a fresh set of softs.
All right, let's watch HTCP's outlap here. I really think he has potential to put it on pole today. Him and Raptor, like I said, they hold some of the top times in this league around Zandvoort.
Raptor did just go a little bit faster now, 109.717. So he's just building that gap out to everyone else. And again, no one else has been able to break the 110 barrier yet. Only Raptor has, and he's been able to find a way to improve from that. So we'll see if that holds. But I would be surprised if that is the fastest time that we see.
You would be, or would not be surprised?
I would be surprised if we don't see it come down a little bit more, just even from himself. I think there's probably some more time left out there.
Yeah, 109.7 is flying, so it's a great lap. But you're right. I think someone's going to be able to eke out a couple of tenths, maybe a 109.6.
If you just look at the top from place P2 to P6, that's only 3/10 the way down, 4/10, yeah, from P2 to P6. So it's going to be a close qualifying battle all across the field here.
And we know how important qualifying is around this track. It's a very difficult track to make passes on. Oh, we've got another yellow flag. All right, looks like just a slowdown.
Doesn't look like anything major. HTCP still on his flying lap right now, looking to hopefully take pole position. And PBJ is out. PBJ is out.
Did PBJ just have an...
PBJ had a moment going into the penultimate corner. And that could cause problems for HTCP.
Oh, he's parked on the track. Oh, man.
It might have compromised him.
HTCP just avoided him, but yeah, he did have to take an outside line. And when you're going through that corner, you want to come inside. Yeah, he does a 10-2, which is good enough for P3 as of right now.
But PBJX, who just wrecked out and ruined HTCP's last corner there, holds on to P2 because of that.
Man.
So PBJX may be able to hold on to P2. Depends on if HTCP can put in another flyer lap. Which actually, I think he's continued on a hot lap this time. I don't think he's cooling down. I think he's going for it.
You think he's going for it again?
He's really low on battery, so I'd be surprised if he's able to do it. But if he can, maybe this is the time. But we'll have to see.
Let's see. Let's jump on board with him. Yeah, he has enough ERS. It's a bold strategy to do back-to-back hot laps on those tires. Hopefully he has enough fuel as well.
Yeah, those tires must be... it's also entirely possible that he's doing a flying lap into the pits because he thinks that he can definitely go faster. But it doesn't look like it. Looks like he's going all
He's
the way
going...
around
And he gets P2!
And he does break the 110 while he's at it as well.
And he's at a purple last sector, so that was a great lap. And Kobykins goes P3.
So PBJX really paying the price here for that spin.
Yeah, he's going to drop down. I think Huntea might be able to knock him off right here. Huntea's on the final sector, and just at a purple middle sector.
PBJX maybe the middle sector is really where you can find some of the most amount of time. So it's totally possible that PBJX could be looking breaking the 110 as well. Be the fourth man on track to do it.
Yeah, let's see. Huntea is about to cross the line, and 109.6 provisional pole. Wow, fantastic lap right there.
So those times still falling. We're getting more people under the 110 mark now. We've got 4 different drivers under the 110. It's going to be a close fight if Raptor can get out there and do another lap, which I think he's on an out lap right now. He's going rather slowly, trying to keep those tires cool before he heads out.
Well, let's join him for this hot lap. Yeah, we're going to ride on board with him. So Huntea just, what just happened? Did he? He spun. Wow.
That was in the, looks like in the sand dunes heading into Sector 2, just at the beginning of Sector 2. So unfortunately, looks probably dipped his wheel out onto the sand and lost it there. Don't have a replay of it, so that's just a guess, but that would be my most likely cause of what happened there. But that leaves the door wide open for Raptor to steal pole position right back to Hunte. He can't respond if Raptor does take pole position away.
Hunte's got to be really happy that he put in a really good lap. Oh man, Raptor just had a little bit of oversteer, it looked like.
Yeah, not the cleanest line through there. Probably just a little compromised. There's a lot of traffic out there, and the dirty air effect in this game is really strong. Even if you're a second or two behind someone, you can still sometimes feel it. So he might have gotten maybe just a touch bit too close to the car in front of him. It might have just cost him a bit too much. Yeah, he's aboard the lap.
So boarded the lap. All right, let's drop down to Connor, and let's see how he's doing. Connor's finishing up a lap right now. Or is he on?
Tires on this lap?
Connor sets a faster time, but doesn't move up a position. So he sets a 10.6, yep. Oh, and he goes off. Oh, and he spun. Oh! And now he's backwards in the pit lane. He's got to be careful he doesn't get disqualified. He is! Oh, and he just had an accident! Oh!
Major collision.
Who did he just have an accident with?
That would be Jacob.
Oh, Connor.
Did he? Oh my. Absolute catastrophe for the
That is terrible. And since he's disqualified, that... Oh my gosh, it is his teammate. So since he is disqualified, he is now at the bottom of the pack after just putting in such a good time that would have had him at P5. Or P6, I'm sorry.
A major miscalculation going wide there, and it all went downhill. It went from bad to worse to a nightmare for Connor in the blink of an eye.
So he disqualified himself, DNF'd his teammate, and didn't the Alpines have an accident with, was it one of the Red Bulls earlier, or Alpha?
Yes, it was Earl Jello got the 5-place grid penalty for the contact with, I believe it was Jacob at the time.
Wow, man, very tough race for them. Not how you want to start a weekend. All right, so let's watch HTCP and see if he's able to knock Huntea off the pole position.
So HTCP about to start a lap here, coming around the penultimate corner.
All right, he's heading down into Tarzan, braking around the 100-meter board. He wants to get a good... Oh, there's a tire on the track!
Kobykins just finished his lap, unable to improve. He's still P4. And there was a Aston Martin going slowly in Sector 2. Luckily, didn't hold up anyone coming through there. So good news for him there.
So HTCP sets the fastest first mini sector and second mini sector. Third. Oh.
I think Raptor had an incident in Sector 2, causing him to go really slowly there. He was in the lead of the 3 cars, but not anymore.
Oh.
And HTCP is going to have to hope his teammate gets out of the way here. Really, one of the worst spots to catch someone going through that little complex there. There's just no way to pass him there at all.
I think he's improving on his time. It might be good enough for P2. No, he is not. He was actually almost a second slower. It looks like he lost a lot of time at the end of the second sector, beginning of the third.
So yeah, that would be about where he caught his teammate. So really poor strategy. That
Oh man.
Unfortunately.
It almost looked like he was going for a back-to-back push lap, and his teammate again slowed him down in turn 3.
So the communication just not there for McLaren today. And Raptor is on his flying lap right now, very close behind what looks to be Kurtzky, so his teammate. So that could also cause issues for Raptor the same way that HTCP had.
Let's see
if Raptor's able to improve and take pole position away from the now DNF Hunte.
Well, Raptor's getting a toe down the straight, and I know he likes toes. And he
does do it.
Wow. Gets a toe, gets pole.
100th of a second.
What a lap. What a lap. And I don't know if HTCP is going to have enough time to... HTCP is not going to be able to knock him off. Is Kobe...
No, he's in the pits. He's done.
Yeah, is Kobykins on a hot lap? Yes, he is. It looks like it.
He's on a hot lap. But his tires are 2 laps old. These tires will probably be screaming by this point. So we'll have to see if he's able to improve. He's got to find 3/10 somewhere.
No, he does not. Oh, unless this is his hot lap right now. But that would make sense. He doesn't have enough ERS.
We'll have to see. Someone stopped out on track as well in Sector 2.
It looks like it's a Red Bull.
Let going by. No, that doesn't look like someone's getting let by. That looks like someone spun. That Snoop Francis is spinning in the gravel. So Snoop Francis just having a moment in the gravel there as...
I think he's going to retire the car.
You'd imagine he had to. It looks very stuck. Oh, he's just sitting on the side of the track.
Right on the exit of the corner. All right, we've got a McLaren parked up here. What is the McLaren doing up here, stopped on track? Oh!
McLaren is out.
Oh, and Kobykins spins around, and the McLaren is parked on track.
McLaren is...
Is that Alex? That is Alex Money, who retired right there, the edge of the track.
Indeed, and now Kobykins is going very slowly as a Red Bull comes around. That looks like, I believe it's Snoop Francis, yes.
All right, well,
one of the Aston Martins is off. That's Rivas, off in the beginning of Sector 3.
Well, we've got the Drip Israel, who's about to cross the line. Let's see if he's able to improve his position. He's down in P11 right now. And he does. He jumps up to P9.
So that could be a win. That could be a loss, though. He's now going to have to start on those soft tires. So hopefully he hasn't put too much wear into going into the race. Otherwise, he may have ended up being better off P11. Sometimes it's not the best thing getting to that top 10.
Yeah, if I would have saw that I was on P11 and there was really not a chance to put it up in the top 5, I might have backed out on that lap.
So that looks like our starting order.
Yes, we're just waiting for Rivas to finish the pit animation before the session is closed. Well, quite a bit of action on qualifying.
Lots of spins, lots of drama.
Oh,
absolute disaster for the LPT.
Razor with a 5-place grid penalty.
So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see to call the starting order because of those grid penalties, and just see where everyone sorts out.
As we see here, Connor disqualified. I don't see Ian, who is a substitute racer for this week. I know he had difficulty joining.
He missed qualifying. Fortunately, was not able to enter the session before the required time. Ultimately, missed qualifying.
I do see him in the session, so yeah. Well, that will be an interesting race to watch because I know he has pace. I have raced with him, and he will just need to have a clean first and second lap and start moving through the pack. But that's difficult when you have a lot of people that can spin right in front of you.
Yeah, it's for those in the back. It's going to be a game of avoiding being collected by someone else's incident.
Yes, this track will catch. Yes, and it will catch a lot of people out. I'm sure we will see a safety car or a virtual safety car during this race.
Almost certain. There's no way I could see us getting through this entire race without a safety car, given the amount of that just crashes on their own in qualifying.
So in Belgium, they had 9 DNFs. Do you think we will have 9 DNFs this race?
I would be surprised if you don't get points just for finishing this race.
I am going to agree with you there. All right, so we've got a warm-up lap here.
So Raptor leads them away here it's effectively one last lap before you start the race. They give an opportunity to warm up their tires, test out their equipment, make sure everything's working. Battery should be fully charged, so they're not completely burning through that. That's not a worry. It's really just about getting your tires warm. The one problem about being up at the front of the grid, though, is if you're stuck sitting on that grid forever, that kind of sucks. You have to sit there, you have to wait for the entire grid to form up, and Rap is already way out ahead. He's heading into Sector 2 just as the last group comes through I believe that's turn 4.
Let's look at this.
Let's
look at the tire strategy of everybody. You have the top 9 starting on softs. You have 10 and 11 on hards. Then you've got Snoop is going on mediums. Razor starting on softs, and I think that's because of his penalty. I think because he qualified in the top 10, it moved him back, and he's still to start on the softs.
Indeed, yeah. So even though he has that grid penalty and he's on the grid in P13, he did finish in the top 10. So he's stuck with those used soft tires. So really compromising this race. They're double whammy with the grid places and the used tires.
And then we've got Revis and Ian starting in the very back on mediums. So they will be looking to make quick work of the hard runners in front of them. Otherwise, they will just slow them down over the race.
I'm going to be honest. Throughout all of our races so far, I've never found the hard tires to be the move. I've always found that even though the medium tires, they do wear out a little bit faster, you can tend to nurse them through the wear, and even still, they're just a touch bit faster than hards, even when they're well worn. And it's almost at least in my experience, better just to ride the mediums longer than you should than to take those hards. They just feel a little too slow for me, but hey, maybe it'll work out for them.
It is certainly a gamble starting on hards, that is for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard start for them, but I think we are about to get underway here.
All right, they've all lined up. And we have 5 lights, and all right, away they go. Let's see. It looks like the front 2 get a great start. Huntea in the lead.
Taking the lead.
Yep.
That was and we got a spin already.
Who is that?
That's Kobe Kins spinning around in the back.
Kobe Kins are spinning in the back.
Spun around in the back.
Well, the leaders have gotten a great drive out of the turn 3.
Looks like everyone else has been able to make it through clearly. Again, Kobe Kins still spinning in the back. They're really unfortunate having lit up those tires. Hunte, though, big move to take the lead off the start.
Oh, and Raptor just made a pass. Yes, Raptor just made a pass. Let's jump on board.
So, Hunte gaining the lead, losing the lead, all in the span of less than the first lap.
And PBJ is right on his tail.
First race. He's got his teammates to contend with. No team orders down at Mercedes today, apparently.
Man,
So
they
we'll
are
have to see.
extremely
Are they gonna race
close.
each other, or are the PBJ going to hold up and try and let Hunte go back at Raptor? But Raptor's starting to pull that gap away that Hunte just wasn't able to build. It's up to 6/10 now.
Revis spun. It looks like Revis spun. He's dropped way back.
Yeah.
Oh!
He spun as well.
Did Huntea just hit one of the brake markers? I think he hit the 50-meter board.
Oh boy. It also looks like the Ferrari of Floyd is spun around on the main straight. Looks like he was able to get into the pit lane.
Yes, we've got a couple of people in the pits. KTF and Floyd and Revis all in the pits. They must have wing damage.
Almost certainly. And unfortunately, I couldn't tell you the gap to save my life right now because the game was owned by EA, so obviously it's broken. But currently, Hunte behind Raptor, with Raptor starting to eke out just a bit of a gap. He has 2 laps before DRS comes into play, and that can make life a little bit more difficult for Raptor if he's trying to pull away. If he doesn't do it, if he doesn't get that 1 second gap before the start of the second lap. Or third lap, sorry.
I just want to point out Ian, who started in P20, has moved all the way up to P14 at the end of lap 2, beginning of lap 3. He is certainly making his way through the field.
That's what it's all about when you're down in the lower places. There's going to be chaos in the early laps. There's going to be people spinning off. You just have to find your way through the track, make sure you avoid that. And if you do, you're going to get rewarded with a lot of free places.
Did you see HTCP dive into the pits?
HTCP, yes, he did just dive into the pits. And then we also have another car stuck on the side of the track in the penultimate corner. I think that was... I'm not sure.
Was that the Ferrari or was that Revis?
Oh,
No.
DNF. Earl Jello is out. Earl Jello is out of this race, and we have a virtual safety car. He spun out and broke his front wheel
Yes.
on the start-finish straight. Really strange place for that to happen.
So, do you think this virtual safety car will help these soft runners or the medium runners more?
The virtual safety cars very rarely last long enough to actually matter in terms of the pit stop strategy, unless you're coming into the pit stops during a VSC. So it's unlikely to make much of a difference. If we were to get a full safety car, it would very much help the soft runners. It just gives them that little bit of extra life. That gives them the option to...
Oh, man.
Raptor has a drive-through penalty.
And so does Floyd. And Razor. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
And
no.
Leaf says... Wow. Oh, Raptor just spun out.
Raptor's crashed out.
Did Raptor just
Raptor's out of
DNF?
this race. Raptor's out of this race. From in the lead and on pole position to out of this race in just 4 laps.
How did
Absolute tragedy.
how did he lose his rear end under a safety car? Oh no, I'm sorry, the safety car ended. That's what it
And
is.
that's PBJX is out. He spun around. He's still in the race, but he is off track and doesn't look like any damage. But those tires, oh yeah, he's struggling to just get along with those tires at this point. They are very...
Oh, he's lost his rear end. Snoop is on his tail.
I just can't get the power down with those overheated tires now. It's just not happening.
And you got Razor.
Position. He might lose to Razor as well coming around here. That rear is still just stepping out a bit too much for him.
We've got a good little battle going on here, but he does have to serve a drive-through. He doesn't have to serve it now. He has 3 laps to serve it. And he's not going to be able to change his tires when he does the drive-through penalty. So he might want...
Earl, yeah, so we have Razor and Floyd still have drive-throughs to serve. It's a real race destroyer when you have to have a drive-through penalty. It is really the worst penalty that you can think of.
He goes high, and it looks like Razor's... Oh, okay. Razor looked like he was almost going to get the pass done on the inside of turn 3.
Looks like he just kind of backed out there in the last moment. We're just a little worried about some contact. He's already got that drive-through, and any more penalties, that's just the added salt to the wound.
Yeah. might not be worth pushing it with Raptor right, or I'm sorry, with PBJ right now.
Yeah, they're not really in the same race considering he has that mistake, unfortunately. Hunte, though, building out a 1.5 second gap to Kurtzky in P2, so he's out of that DRS range and just holding him there. It's really up to Kurtzky to try and catch back up in Williams. We'll have to see if he's able to, but as of right now, out of that DRS range, so not a lot he can do, and losing time down the straight. So you might think Kurtzky might be running a higher downforce setup that's causing him to lose time on the straight.
So Ian is the back of a DRS train right now with Jacob, Connor, and Razor. Oh no, I'm sorry, Razor's driving the pits. DRX Cade. There's 4 of them that are all in a DRS train. And this is very difficult to pass whenever there's a DRS train going on. Oh, and Jacob just spins and loses it in the wheel. And that's a DNF. Jacob just spun out.
Again, tragedy for the Alpine team. It's he got destroyed by his teammate in qualifying, and unfortunately spins out in a very close by to where he had that accident in qualifying, and now out of the race as well. So we're down.
Safety car, full safety car, full safety car. Wow.
To think, do those on soft tires look to dive in the pit for a cheap pit stop? Maybe switch to the hards, take them all the way to the end of the race, or do you keep going with the regular strategy and just try to extend your stint out with the reduced wear of the safety car?
Let's watch. It looks like the front 2 soft runners are diving in the pits. You have Hunter, Kurtzky.
Yeah, so that's
P3, P4. Let's see if Snoop.
Drip Israel is in the pits as well. Looks like Hunte's going to come out with the lead still in hand.
Snoop. It looks like everyone is diving in. Alex is the first one to stay out.
Oh no, Kurtzky's jumped Hunte in the pits.
Oh man, Hunte must have been held up with everyone diving in at the last second, and he did have the first spot.
So the Mercedes garage is at the beginning of the pit lane. The Williams garage is at the end of the pit lane. So when you get everyone coming into the pit lane, sometimes you just get held up, and it's more likely to happen when you're at the front of the pit lane, because that's right as everyone's coming in behind you. Whereas Kurtzky, he's all the way at the very end. He doesn't have to wait for everyone to come by him, because he's one of the first guys into the pits.
Yes,
so
the advantage
ended up benefiting from that.
The advantage was the Williams garage at this point. Now, so Kurtzky went to hards, Huntea went to mediums. So Huntea is going to have pace right off the get-go, and I think is going to be able to pass Kurtzky because these hards are very difficult to heat up, and then also they're very hard to keep up with fresh mediums for the first couple of laps. So this will be an interesting fight.
Come down to how well Kurtzky's going to be able to defend his position, and the really battery management. If he's able to heat his tires up behind the safety car as well. Because that's really hard to do, especially on those hard tires. They don't take energy. They don't heat up like the mediums and the softs do.
So speaking of battery management, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I was going to say, this really helped Kurtzky out because he was down to 30% battery, where Huntea had 80% battery when the safety car came out.
Yeah, and they're both back up to 100%. So that kind of just gives Kurtzky a free restart and a free overtake. So the work is on Hunte now to get past Kurtzky. Kurtzky just has to keep driving, and it's up to Hunte to get past. It's his problem now.
Has Floyd served his drive-through penalty yet? Because if he has...
You can't... Oh, what?
Oh, Alex...
Into the back of Hunte under the safety car.
Now that penalty can be removed if it's looked at and it was deemed not necessary, but the fact that Hunte...
If he serves it during the race, it's...
Yeah, it can't be. But he's on... Oh, and he's on the hards that he started the race with, so he's going to have to serve that penalty. Now, I wanted to bring it up with Floyd, because if Floyd does not serve this drive-through, I'm not sure when that penalty was issued, but I think it was on lap 3 or 4, he will have to serve it right as the safety car comes in, and if he doesn't know that, he is going to get disqualified when they go green, if he does not serve that penalty.
I believe he'd have to serve it at the end of the lap where the lap after the safety car comes in. So right as the safety car comes in, They have one lap around the track, and then he can head it, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I'm not sure. I was under the impression that if it's been 3 total laps, even if it was the safety car laps, you have to come in when the safety car comes in to serve that drive-through penalty.
I believe because the safety car, the track is yellow flagged, we have a full course caution for the entirety of the lap that the safety car comes in until they cross the start-finish straight. So I don't believe that should be an issue. HTCP has left the session, so it looks like just an internet issue as he's still driving around the track.
All right, the safety car is in on this lap. Let's go ahead and join on Alex. And let's watch from his point of view.
Kurtsky really holding up the pack here, taking his time.
Oh, and he's off. He's off, and he caught the McLaren off guard.
Oh yeah, Alex Money way off the pace. He's already almost a second down, just heading into the first corner.
Oh, and the McLaren's off the track.
Oh, and he's kept it facing the right way, but he's lost so many positions here.
And he just blocked his teammate. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, and the Alpine just connects. Yes.
A collision with who was that?
That's an Alpine.
I believe that was
Connor.
Connor, yeah. So again, Connor having some contact with other cars out there on track. So absolute carnage going on.
Oh my gosh.
3rd through 10th right now. They are all close together.
Oh, he has wing damage. That is why.
They're off in their own world right now.
Yep. Alex has wing damage, and he is just having really a tough time. Yep. Oh man, is he just blocking everybody on track as he deals with understeer. And that's such a hard thing to do with those hard tires.
Right now, though, Drip Israel in P3, 7 seconds behind P2 after one lap. So the first and second place runners have pulled out a 7-second gap. And we did miss it because we were so focused on the
carnage from Alex. Yeah.
That Hunter made it past Kirsty again and pulled out a almost 2-second gap. So yeah, those hard tires definitely not the move to go for. Those hard tires a lot slower than the mediums.
So Ian dove in the pits after being in P5. And my timing board is all messed up, so I don't know where anyone is at.
Very broke. It's very broke.
But I'm surprised.
You got 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags.
Wow.
So it looks like he overtook someone under yellow flags. If he doesn't serve that penalty during the race, I almost guarantee you that I will be having to look at that later.
Wow, and he lines up Razor right now, trying to get past Razor. I'm wondering if he overtook HTCP, who was disconnected. I'm not sure if he's back yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, unfortunately.
Man, I wish I had some...
So it looks like HTCP's still disconnected. So he is going very slowly.
Oh! KTF!
Has a moment trying to get past him around the very banked penultimate corner.
So it looks like Ian pitted and went to hards. He was on mediums. So he's going to look to try and take those hards to the end of the race.
I really do think that the move here is a soft medium race. It's a struggle at the end of the race, absolutely, with those dye medium tires. But
we've got another yellow flag. Man, this game is just
challenging. Razor's trying to line up Snoop Francis right now.
Yep.
3/10 behind, and maybe a better exit out of this corner, but it's the DRS train. Snoop Francis just holding on to within 1 second of Cody Carter.
Oh!
But Razor gets a much better entry into that corner, and just less than a tenth behind him now.
He's got a tire advantage too.
He's out of the race.
Oh, Kursky just crashed. Where did he crash at?
That is on the start.
Oh, yes, I see it. Wow, another safety car. Wow, that is gonna... speed through penalty for Kobikins. Drive through penalty for speeding under a safety car.
This is just absolutely tragic.
Well, didn't we say 9 DNFs at the last race? We were expecting something similar, and we're there. So we're there right now, almost there right now.
Yeah. Oh, fortunately, my game decided to restart here, so missing out for a moment.
So lots of people have dove into the pits to grab mediums. Looks like the last of the hard runners went in and got the much better tire choice. Now you can make the mediums last from here to the end of the race.
Oh, absolutely.
HTCP and KTF are gonna have some difficulties if they're going to try and make the mediums last from 8 or 9 lap old mediums, and they have another 24 laps to go. That's going to be difficult.
Most likely, they're going to have to do a late pit stop for softs and try and recover a lot of time really quickly with that soft tire advantage going into the late stages of the race when all the medium tire runners are going.
Yeah. If I were in their spot right now, I'd almost pit for mediums again because they started on a different type of tire. Because they were on the soft tire to start. I believe for HTCP being in the top 10. So he did go on to the mediums because of lap 1 damage. Yeah. I would almost put on another set of mediums, even if they're used under the safety car, and go ahead and grab that tire now and make it work to the end. But, you can always count on another safety car with the way we've seen the driving around here today.
Yeah, and if you get a late safety car and you get the soft tires on, you could get a free pit stop, and you're going to have a massive tire advantage over some other people.
Yep. So it might be smarter just to stay out and wait and see how the rest of this goes.
So I totally missed this, so unfortunately you haven't restarted my game here. The Drip Israel has passed Hunte.
Hunte went into the pits and grabbed new mediums that last lap.
And Drip Israel didn't. Drip Israel stayed out and was able to snipe first place from Hunte. So Hunte is again going to have to overtake on track to get his first place back.
Is the safety car still out?
The safety car is out. From what I can tell.
My game says it's out, but I see the safety car. It's on track. They still have not caught it yet.
Yeah, so they haven't caught the safety car yet. It just came out at the perfectly wrong time.
Yeah. It's at the end of Sector 2.
Yeah, so it's way out down the track. It is miles away from where you usually catch it, which is Turn 1, Turn 2. Very, very far down the track. And they're almost at racing speed catching up to the safety car. It's surprising how fast they're going with the safety car sometimes.
Yeah.
So the Drip Israel, 6-lap-old medium tires.
I'm wondering if we're going to see an accident here when everyone comes flying up to the safety car, because
safety car is also in this lap, so we're really only having a couple of corners behind the safety car, and that's really bad for guys like Kobikins. They haven't caught the safety car yet.
You're right. Everyone behind HTCP, so Ian is still trying to catch up.
That's terrible news for those guys.
Oh,
who
man.
Haven't caught the safety car yet. They're not going to get the advantage of being behind the safety car. And Revis is just riding the bumper of the safety car here. So, really interesting tactic.
Cody got a lightning start. Oh, but he almost overtook before the start-finish line.
Passed the safety car before the start-finish line.
Oh,
blown up.
Snoop is off.
Yeah, Snoop is out. He's off and around. Losing a bunch of positions there for Snoop.
Look at this, HTCP.
Hunte's trying to find a way past Drip Israel again. Having to find his way to get P1 back. after having lost it from a pit stop behind the safety car.
And I think he's about to do it right here. He's gonna go around the outside.
On the outside, and all that extra grip from those fresh medium tires making a world of difference there for Hunte. Just able to walk around Rip Israel and nothing he can do about it.
And it looks like he's gonna easily hold that position. Great move. Let's see what's going on in the middle of the pack. There's a lot of people really close to each other.
PBJX looking for a move past Cody Carter here. Less than a tenth behind him now. Just almost bump drafting him at this point.
Wow. And Cody had a great start off the safety car, but he had some...
Going too wide around. He almost touches that inside deadly curve on the inside.
Wow.
There, but it's like PBJX gets his elbows out and squeezes by.
Let's watch this from Razor's point of view. He's got a great view of this battle.
PBJX still does have that 5-second time penalty though, so really all Cody Carter has to do, he doesn't need to fight him on track. He can just follow him through the rest of the race, and he gets a free position, which is really unfortunate for PBJX.
But Cody's going to want to make this pass because Razor is on his tail.
This is true, yeah, and he is falling behind PBJX here. He is out of DRS range. I just believe, just about. So that DRS trade is kind of starting to break up, and that's going to leave Cody Carter in a very vulnerable position once DRS gets re-enabled.
So HTCP is chasing Snoop. I'm wondering if Snoop has damage because Snoop...
Oh, and Razor's spun!
So is Snoop! Oh my gosh! He just flew over HTCP!
That's devastating, and it looks like the Red Bull of Snoop Francis is
also spun.
without a wing. Possibly, I saw someone's wing left on the track that may have just been the hazard.
Yeah, Razor is just parked on track. I don't know if you can see this, but he has no tire. The game is not registering as a DNF yet. I am surprised his safety car is not there. Oh, now the car is gone.
He was removed from the car.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that car is off the track, but shocking to not see any yellow flags. We're going to have a conversation with Michael Massey after this.
There is a safety car out. The game is just not displaying it because I see the safety car on track.
Okay,
but
so we do have another safety car after that massive collision. I don't know if you were on board for that, but I was, and man, he barrel rolled.
So, Leafy says got a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags. So I was on board with HTCP, and let me tell you, that car flew right over him. If I was in that car, I would have some stained pants, let me just tell you.
That is an absolute code brown.
I
don't think there's a safety car out there.
I don't know. I saw a safety car on track, but I don't know what's going on, to be honest, with this game.
Considering that Leafy says has got the ignoring blue flags penalty, there's no blue flags under safety car conditions, so...
My game also has... My game has tires just also sitting on the track in random spots, so I think that's just a glitch in the game.
Quite likely. Looks like PBJX has found his way past the Drip Israel, so it's a Mercedes 1-2 right now. Oh no.
The game does not know who's in first place.
But I can say with a relatively large amount of confidence is that it is Hunte, then PBJX.
There's a safety car driving around the track. That's what I'm saying.
On track.
The Drip Israel had to avoid it. So there's a safety car driving around, but the game is not registering that.
Carter and HTCP have had to avoid. We've got a multi-class Formula 1 race right now. Two cars on a Formula 1 race.
Oh man.
This is so dangerous right now.
Codemasters, great job. Look at this! Ian is going to have to avoid this safety car. It's on the straight.
Esmond's going to have to avoid it. This thing's just driving around. This is... I've never seen something like this before. This is shocking.
Look, there's tires sitting on the track. The safety car is now at the end of the straight. Is Burt Maylander just driving around for fun right now in the middle of a race? Like, look at this!
This is multi Class of racing in Formula 1.
You know,
Well, I think we'll have to just ignore that for now. Leaky says another 5-place grid penalty for throwing both legs.
look at the safety car parking on the apex. Oh, it has ruined Snoop's race. He just slammed on his brakes to avoid damage or collision with the safety car. Now
retires. Razor is now saying retire, and now we have a safety car deployed.
What in the world is going on with this game?
This race is honestly we need the safety car to sort out whatever's going on. This I don't know. I couldn't tell you what's happening. This is shocking, really. And it's Hunte in the pits. Again.
HTCP is in the pits. I'm wondering if Ian is going to come off these tires.
Hunte's lost out on position here again. He might lose more. He's lost at least 2 positions now.
Ian stayed out on those hard tires. He is one of the only people to be on hard tires. Kobe put on hard tires.
HTCP putting on soft tires. 16 laps to the end of the race. Interesting strategy from the McLaren pit wall. But really bad news for Hunte, losing out 2 positions here. And he put on a pair of used medium tires.
Who put on the medium? Oh, Hunte, yes.
He didn't have a fresh set of medium tires to put on. He put on another set of used medium tires.
Now,
so really nothing to gain there.
Yeah.
Lose positions.
I don't remember how old his tires were, but I don't think they were that old.
No, they're pretty similar in age. So I think that's a mistake from the Mercedes team there.
You know, he's actually got an advantage that Cody Carter and PBJ are not going to be able to make it to the end on those mediums, and if they are, they're going to be dying. Connor's got 3 lap older tires, so he's got a tire advantage on the 3 in front of him. Now the Drip has brand new mediums on, and he's going to be someone you're going to have to watch out for.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what Hunte was able to do to the Drip with fresh medium tires. Let's see if the Drip can do it right back. You don't know. Oh, but the top 2 going into the pit stop. So for Mercedes, just trying to avoid that double stack. But that's, oh man, that is devastating for PBJX's race. Oh my, he's from P1, effective P2,
down to P9. Wow,
that's devastating. There's no other way to put it. That is. He's got a lot of work to do. He's P10. So he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get that P2 back.
You know, these safety cars keep giving everybody a recharge on their ERS. So you've really gained an advantage if you use your ERS early in this race. Because you've had a chance to recharge.
If you're someone who uses a lot of ERS, you are get out of jail.
Yeah, that's what the safety car is, a get out of jail free car. All right.
Snoop Francis pitting for soft tires again. I don't think those soft tires are going to make it to the end of the race. Maybe it will if we have more safety cars. But honestly, how many more people are going to crash out? There's only 11 people left in the race.
You called it.
So I did say, I think if you finish the race, you'll score points. So all we need is one more person to hit a wall or something. And, my prediction comes true. Commentator's curse at its finest.
So we got safety car in this lap. So this is the restart right here. We've got Connor on old mediums, Huntea on 6-lap old mediums, and the Drip Israel on brand new mediums. Then Ian.
On board with Hunte here.
Well, I was going to watch the Drip and just see how good of a start you'd even get, because the Drip is going to be able to really go.
So Connor holding.
Oh, and he goes.
And he's off, and the Drip Israel is.
Oh, Huntea got the pass.
Almost already passed. And Hunte's passed.
He did. He got the overtake done early.
No waiting around for that. He wanted that place right back.
It looks like Ian was passed by HGCP, who was on brand new softs, and HGCP almost lost it right there.
And we do have a penalty for Desmond.
Yeah, are you?
What did he get a penalty for? Here, let's take a look. So Cody Carter and Desmond both getting 5-second time penalties for severe collisions with each other on the safety car. Looks like Cody Carter already served his penalty.
Yep. KTF Desmond still has his.
Indeed. And all those earlier penalties that we were talking about, especially for PBJX, he served his penalty now. So unfortunately, even if it wasn't a valid penalty, nothing could be done about that.
Yeah, he had no choice. He was going to have to change his tires by the end of the race, so it was better to just serve that penalty. All right, we're on board with HTCP, who's got a good view on the drip, who's about to pass Connor on the inside. And HTCP might be able to get an overtake done on Connor. Connor's about to lose 2 positions in one corner, and HTCP makes contact!
It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong for HTCP.
Oh!
He's trying to stick his nose into it.
Ian has got him on the outside! And Ian is going to get this done on the inside of him through turn 3.
3 doesn't go into 1. You can't make it happen there. This track just isn't wide enough. There's no point on this track where I think you could realistically do 3 wide.
I couldn't tell if HTCP got damaged there, but his front wing looks okay from the camera, but this game doesn't always show all the damage.
No, it doesn't. Oh, and that is Cody Kim spinning around.
Oh, man.
Again, it just goes to show how hard those hard tires are to drive around. I didn't mean for that pun.
Well, that's going to make him go to the pits, because I think he lost his front wing, and so he might as well get rid of those hards. There is no reason to drive around on those.
No, he's honestly lucky to still be in this race without some others have fared on those hard tires. To give you some context here, 5 of the 8 DNFs have been on hard tires. So it really is, those hard tires are just so difficult to get
Very difficult, yes. You have to be on top of your car if you're going to put the hard tires on. And so HTCP got the move done on Ian. HTCP does have those fresh softs, and Ian is on those a little bit old hard tires, and so he really did not get the acceleration out of the last corner. And HTCP is going to make a move on Connor here. Oh, the drip off the track. The drip just went off the track.
Oh my.
This has brought them back together again. Are we going to see a repeat of the incident from 2 laps ago?
Could we see...
Oh, who's out? Who just... Huntea spun. Huntea's off the track.
Huntea spun.
There goes our lead. Oh my goodness, now we have a 4-way battle for the lead right now. HTCP makes contact with Connor, and PBJ makes contact with it. Oh my gosh. Ian comes out in 3rd place, PBJ in 2nd. The drip is now in the lead.
5-second penalty for that.
Oh my goodness.
Steams.
The steward.
And Ian's in the pits.
Ian went into the pits. I wonder if he got damage. I wonder if he went through there with damage.
Quite likely. So we have the Drip Israel, somehow, a free lead.
With a 3-second gap with 11 laps to go. Alright, we're on board with Connor, who's on old mediums. Trying to get a move done on KTF Desmond. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get it done. KTF is hunting down Huntea, but Huntea is just putting in work and trying to catch back up with the leaders.
Yeah, HTCP is...
Oh, we have a spin!
Just a bit longer.
And it looks like Cody Carter has spun at the end of turn 1.
That's really unfortunate. This track is very tricky. If you touch the curb just the wrong way, they'll send you around. And I think that's what we saw.
Yeah, a virtual safety car. We must have debris on track. We must have debris on track. So virtual safety car neutralizes the race. And so that doesn't mean really anyone gets to be closer or further apart from each other. But what it does is it protects the drip for another lap. He gets to take it easy on his tires.
And the real victory of the virtual safety car when you're in the lead is that it doesn't let everyone catch back up to you. You maintain that gap.
Yeah. And so nothing is more...
You have to adhere to the same delta.
So everyone behind the leader is frustrated because they want to do nothing but chase down the leader, and the leader is excited because the game is saying you've got to stay where you're at.
Yeah. Real frustrating moments for Mercedes, but Huntea kind of getting a bit of a free pass considering that everyone else has decided to jump back into the pits for soft tires. That said, he's on the third oldest tires on track with 11 lap old tires on those mediums, and he's got another 10 to go. So 21 laps on those medium tires compared to some of the other guys on soft tires. He might have a hard time.
Virtual safety car has ended. Let's see who gets a good start. Looked like
he able to make up some time on that safety car.
He was. And HTCP just made up 3/10 in that corner alone.
Oh, big moment from the Drip Israel. He doesn't spin, he keeps it on track, but he's going to lose a ton of time going down this main straight. Not having the full speed, he's still in 7th gear. That cost him a huge amount of time there. Just a big moment in the last corner.
I really think HTCP is in the spot to win this race. His soft tires are going to allow him to pass PBJ in 1 or 2 laps, I think.
And really going to come down to how damaged those soft tires are from the spin that he had and just pushing so hard. Because the soft tires do have a much smaller window of a usable life than the mediums do, being 6 laps old, where PBGX is on 5 lap old mediums. So there's a crossover point, and I don't know exactly where it is, where the mediums do become faster than the softs. My guess is going to be around lap 8. So if PBJX can hold him off to lap 8, it's likely that he'll be able to keep that position.
Well, he's got DRS, but so does PBJ. So if PBJ can get past the Drip...
If you're PBJ, maybe you don't want to pass the Drip right away. You want to keep that DRS train where it's just so hard to overtake. That might be the strategy, but at the same time, does Drip have pace to hold PBJX around the track? I don't think he does.
I think they're going to need to get past him because Huntea is hunting them down. He's closed the gap to 1.6 seconds and just set the fastest lap.
Trying to find a way past the Drip Israel right now. It's so hard to pass at this track. It's so narrow, even too wide through most places. The death sentence, quite honestly. So you've really got to do it in the braking zone. So if you're not right alongside someone heading into the braking zone, you're in trouble if you want to try and pass it.
Let me just...
So we've got a bit of a train going on now.
And Huntea is now in DRS. Huntea has caught them up. Caught up to them.
The top 4 all within DRS range of each other, so major DRS train to the end of this race from what it looks like. PBJ still trying to find a way around. I think he might be able to get him on this straight here. He's was within 3/10, and he's going to have DRS.
And Huntea might pass HTCP.
Indeed.
Oh, the Drip.
HTCP doesn't have the big draft. He's just a little too far behind.
I don't know if you saw that, but PBJ made the pass. The Drip has a very little ERS left, only 11%.
So he's been pushing hard to try and keep the position.
Yep.
Just a little bit too hard here.
And Huntea's got 30%, HTCP's got almost 70%, and our leader has about 80%. So the Drip is in a really bad spot right now.
Indeed. And he does have 8 lap old medium tires now. HTCP looking to make the most of the last of his soft tires before they start falling away from him. Really needs to get past the Drip Israel if he wants to finish this race on the podium and not get sniped here by Huntea.
Yes, he does. And then he's going to hope that the Drip can hold off Huntea because Huntea is reeling them in.
Here's the big decision maker here heading in.
Oh, the Drip went off. The Drip went off.
Really slow.
And it caused HTCP to spin, and it took out Huntea. We got a DNF.
He is DNF'd, and that's collected Huntea as well. Absolute scenes.
The Drip. Oh no, and oh my goodness, Huntea just took out Snoop's front wing, I think.
Oh no, so it's an unsafe rejoin.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh, absolute scene. Huntea can't catch a break this race. He's done everything he can, but unfortunately, it just hasn't been enough.
So
6 laps left and a pit stop to do. There's no way he's finishing this race on the podium without some absolute calamity.
If you finish this race, you get points. HGCP is DNF'd as long as Cody can. Yep. So now Cody is in the points, and he's also in last place. This is now set a record for the most DNFs of any race.
Yeah. So, like I said, commentator's curse. If you finish this race, you get points. And well, Monkey's Paw did curl, and if you finish this race, you're getting points.
So
If you
yeah, this has been absolute carnage. And if you were on board with HGCP, you saw that the drip lost it going in to, I forget what number corner that is, but the last chicane. He messed up, went to the gravel, rejoined the track, spun out, and took out HGCP with him. HGCP blocked Huntea, yeah, and then Huntea joined the track and took out Snoop's. It almost looked like he took out Snoop's front wing.
I don't think he did because he didn't go into the pit, so it looks like his front wing's okay.
Okay. Well, Hunt.
I think Hunte was the loser of the front wings in that situation.
Well, Hunte put on his used mediums that he pitted for to put on used mediums for last time, which is interesting.
Rather not to put on the soft tires, given how little of the race is left. But
Yep.
honestly, unlikely he was considering his tire options when he pitted. Probably blind with rage.
Yeah. Floyd is falling back with those old mediums.
So, an interesting detail is KTF Desmond on the podium right now. Snoop Francis, now Ian, since Ian just passes Snoop Francis, commentator's curse, as we say.
Hunte had spun.
Behind.
Hunte just lost his position. But yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead. 11 seconds behind KTF. How many second penalty does KTF have?
He has a 5-second time penalty, so if he's able to claw back 6 seconds in the next 4 laps, Ian's on the podium.
Oh, we have another spin. We got the Ferrari. The Floyd on those old mediums is having a really tough time. If this triggers a full safety car, nope, he's back on track.
The worst thing that could happen to KTF Desmond right now would be a full safety car. It would absolutely annihilate his chances of a podium finish.
Yes, the best thing that could happen to him would be a virtual safety car.
Yeah. The next best thing is just some green flag running, which we haven't had too much of. The cars are
Connor and Kobe made contact out of turn 1. Connor was trying to make the overtake, and Kobe just ran alongside with him. It looked like just a little clean racing incident.
Trying to get those few extra points, given the fact that both of their teammates have DNF, so it's all on them to collect the points for their team this weekend. Actually, only 2 teams have both of their drivers left. Mercedes and
Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo are the only teams to be scoring double points this weekend. So a huge win for both of those teams in the Constructors' Championship.
Yep, and Ian is actually filling in for Adam Klein, so that is actually really going to help them out. I don't know the constructor standings off the top of my head, but I know Adam was in 5th place, and so he's got to be happy with Ian's performance, putting it up there on P4, possibly a podium. Oh, and Connor just lost it.
In the wall. Really lucky to be able to get into the pits like that.
Yes.
There. Saves him a lot of time. Doesn't have to go around the entire track with missing a front wing.
Oh, the drip has left the session. The drip has left the session.
So, he's going to be going slowly.
Yes, KTF is going to reel him in.
This could mean P2 for KTF.
Not if Ian catches up, because KTF has that 5-second penalty.
Actually, even if he passes Drip Israel, he's still not going to get P2 unless he's able to pull a 5-second gap, which unlikely given he has to pass him and pull his gap in 2 laps.
This has been
He's gaining very quickly.
Yes, and Hunte is about to try and make a move on Cody Carter.
Oh, and Kobykins passes Snoop Francis.
I missed that, but I did catch the overtake by Huntea. And Kobykins on those much younger soft tires. Newer soft tires, I should say.
Yeah, it's a real advantage. Those soft tires, when they get old, they fall away very quickly. They become undrivable almost. They make the hard tires look like great race tires.
Wow, KTF has reeled in the drip because the drip is driving at such a slow pace.
He's done, 4 seconds in a lap? He might actually be able to pull out P2.
P2 on the track. Yeah, P2 on the track, but I'm not sure he'll be able to...
he's going so much faster than the Drip Israel right now. He could pull out a full 5 seconds in, 2 laps. It could happen.
It could.
We're going to have to keep an eye on that timing chart there. And Kobykins pulling out a huge gap from Snoop Francis after passing him, so clearly a big speed difference there.
Yep. KTF is going for the overtake. He's going to go on the outside. The drip is going to run him wide. Oh, KTF touches that curb.
Danger, but they're clean so far. Oh, and he
man.
His nose in. He's getting frustrated behind. Oh, nearly collects his diffuser there. The AI drive about the same speed as everyone else on the straights. The main difference is that they like to park it on the apex and drive very slowly in the corners.
They
excruciatingly frustrating to drive behind.
Yes, they brake early. Oh, and KTF runs a little bit wide. They brake early, and then they're very slow in the middle of the corner. Actually, KTF almost lost it.
This is also destroying KTF's chances of a podium finish, just given the fact that Ian's now within 5 seconds of him because he's been stuck behind the slow Drip Israel now.
Ian has just reeled him in. Oh, and he's sending it up. Oh, he pulled a move out of Sergio Perez's book.
I think he realized that he really needed to get by here, and now it's really dependent on how Ian can get past the Drip Israel, because that absolutely compromised KTF. He's only 3 seconds in front of Ian now. So
wow.
He's going to pull out another 2 seconds to keep that second place.
So we're going to go on board with Ian on this last lap because he might be able to pass the AI. He's got about 25% ERS. He's almost in DRS range, but he's going to need to get this done in the penultimate corner, that last chicane, if he's going to... Or he might be able to get it done here. Who knows?
It's really about trying to find a gap. The AI don't recognize that you're there sometimes. They will just drive into you, and there's not much that can be done once the AI. So it really depends. He's not able to get by here. He might try and send one up into the braking zone, heading into the final chicane. Oh, he makes a little contact. This is for P2. I mean, this is really for net P2. Oh, and he's going on the outside. Oh my gosh. If he can't get by, he might not even be able to get P2. Because
there he goes.
Be able to pull out a big enough gap.
We
don't know yet. He gets by.
3 seconds. I think he's got it. I don't think KTF's going to be able to pull out a 2-second gap in the last corner.
It looks like we're going to have PBJX as a race winner. And then Ian is second place, but taking away KTF Desmond's second place on track.
Wow.
So we have PBJX, Ian. Oh, Drip Israel snipes it from KTF, so he falls out of the podium.
Wow.
PBJX, Ian, the Drip Israel, KTF Desmond, Kobykins, Snoop Francis.
I'm watching Connor and Cody Carter. They're fighting on the last corner. Connor's got brand new softs. Is he going to be able to do it? No, he took a weird line going into that corner.
Unfortunate.
Oh, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. But man, that was a close last sector battle right there.
Only within 3/10. So very close to finish off the race there. And all Floyd needs to do is come around the final corner, and he collects his 3 points. His single point, should I say.
Wow. Well, 10 DNFs. If you finish the race, you finish in the points. Huntea got the fastest lap. Ian started in last, finished on P2. Absolutely deserves driver of the day, in my opinion. What a race. I mean, just surviving that carnage is incredibly difficult.
And a huge win from PBJX. He didn't look like he was really in a huge contention for the race win. But he kept his nose clean, didn't have the spins like his teammate had, and, I mean, he got paid for it. He got his race win.
A clean drive all the way through, avoided the carnage. He definitely deserves the win. That was a fantastic drive by PBJ. And that might actually will give him the lead in the championship standings, believe it or not. He was tied at P2, and that will put him in P1 because Kurtzky DNF'd.
So big loss for Kurtzky DNFing in the championship fight. You got to finish the race. That's the biggest thing.
Wow.
You gotta finish first. A great race, though.
What a race. What a race. That was incredible. How many pit stops did we have during that race? I feel like every lap there was someone diving in the pits. Man. Well, that was an exciting D2 race. I am very excited for the D1 race. That'll be happening in 45 minutes. Let's see if we can get an interview with our race winner. So let's see if we can hop in that Discord and grab that really quick. All right. Hey, PBJ.
What's happening?
Hey, awesome race, man. That was just a very clean drive from the beginning. You avoided the carnage. Tell me what it was like from your perspective.
Man, it was pretty gnarly. I don't know how much you guys saw on the stream, but we had some timing issues and stuff during the middle part of the race, and it was kind of crazy there for a minute. But I got a bogus 5-second penalty from one of those incidents, so I had to serve that in that second pit stop. But yeah, we went softs to mediums, and then on that second or third safety car, put another fresh set of mediums on. We knew we could go rest of the way, and it worked out for me. I wish Hunte was up there with me. He had a strong car as well, but he's got some bad luck. But yeah, first win, man. I'm excited.
That puts you in the lead of the championship standings.
Yeah, I know, man. It's pretty crazy. I think we only got like 3 or 4 races left too, so I'm pretty stoked.
That was an incredible drive. We talked about it in the beginning. We said if you finish, you're most likely going to get points this race, and you did more than finish. You drove an awesome race, man. Avoiding those cars is difficult, especially on this narrow track.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. The goal is definitely to finish and try not to, be over aggressive and just try to get to the end. And I think today it worked out finally.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thanks, guys. See you.
Bye. All right, let's go ahead and grab Ian, and let's grab him in here. He was P2 and driver of the day.
Okay, let's pull him on up.
Were you able to grab him? Oh, I'm sorry. Nope. Where did he go? Oh, no, he jumped off the...
Oh, no, I got it. Get here. I could move down.
Did he just... Where did he go?
He's in the channel. I can't. Oh.
Ian, are you there?
Yeah.
Hey, Ian, your post-race interview, man, what a fantastic drive. That was quite a bad start with bad luck with not being able to get into the qualifying session. So you started in last place, but you made the pass on the last lap to get P2. Tell me about the race from your perspective.
Yeah, like the whole race was a mess. My wing got taken out twice, so I had to pick with new wings. Just a mess.
Wow. We saw it was absolute carnage out there. 10 people DNF'd.
Yeah. Too much.
Yeah.
Just rode my own race.
Well,
I got it.
you drove a clean race. I think the damage that happened to your wing was from people spinning out in front of you, from what I could tell.
Yeah, one safety car restarted, someone just stopped in the middle of the track and I flipped it.
Well, it had to feel good having 19 overtakes on a track as difficult as Zandervoort.
Yeah.
Well, that was awesome. That was your first race in D2. You did an awesome job subbing in, and you showed real great speed.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, man. Well, congrats. Have some fun. Talk to you later.
Will do.
All right, and who finished in third? Who was able to snipe that?
That was the
drip. All right, let me grab him really quick.
Don't know if
Hey.
There we go.
Hey, Drip. you're in your post-race interview. You got third place. What a fantastic drive. You just sniped it from KTF at the end. You closed the gap, and you had to serve that 5-second penalty. Tell me about the race from your perspective. It looked like it was just an absolute demolition derby from our perspective.
Oh, that's probably the best way to put it, to be honest. It was definitely a day of just trying to stay out of trouble. And it seemed it worked out. Tires were a little bit interesting closer to the end of their stints, but thankfully those safety cars helped out.
So one thing I did notice is that you had the lead a few times. Didn't look like they put up much of a fight for trying to hold some of the Mercedes guys by. Was that intentional, just trying to avoid any potential contact, or just
To be honest,
unfortunate?
I think it was when PBJ was one of the two. The first one that caught up to me. He had much newer tires, and I wasn't gonna try and blow up my already old tires trying to fight him back. So thought I'd hold on to a safer position, and it was a surprise to be up there. So take what we can get.
Well, we saw you almost lose it in the penultimate corner on that one lap, and then you lost the rear end just a tiny bit, and that caused some carnage behind you. You looked like you were really struggling with those older tires.
Yeah, it was getting there. For sure.
Well, at the end, you managed a podium. That was a great finish. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Big ups to Revis and Peter from Division 1 for coming down and being some great race engineers.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you race at Italy next week.
Oh, that'll be fun.
All right. Well, you have a good night.
Thanks, boys.
All right, Gabriel. I think that was an action-packed race, and I think we will go ahead and sign off. And hopefully everybody can return for our D1 race in about 30 minutes.
All right. Well, hope you enjoyed the demolition derby.